you noticed when taking apart the announce table, he was about to like scrape. I guess was it Michael Cole's iPad off the? Yeah. And he's like, oh wait, it's probably Michael's. I better not chuck it off the announce table.
Yeah. You're probably very pissed off.
Yeah. And now here's Tyler Wayne Kirch.
And last night on Raw, I saw Dean Ambrose, and he was trying to take apart the announce table, and he took, I guess it was Cole's iPad, and he kind of just slammed it on the ground, sort of. So I thought that was...
I don't give a shit about people's property.
Yeah.
Which is funny, because he's going to be playing a police officer in a movie.
Yeah. But yeah, anyways, we're coming off of Summerslam 2014, the biggest party of the summer, and the Raw that follows. Obviously, we'll go through... each match. Overall here, I mean, there was nothing at this pay-per-view that, like, overly disappointed me, but there's nothing that, like, stood out as far as, the matches goes. I mean...
I don't know. I mean, I actually thought that was a well-done pay-per-view.
It was, I mean, it was solid. Like, it was solid, but there was nothing that, like... No match that, like, stood out at me,
Really, Brock Lesnar kicking John Cena's ass for 16 straight minutes. Did it stand out of your mind?
Well, that stood out, but I mean, like, it's, I would have thought that they were going to make it a little more competitive this time around, but...
Yeah, but you know what? There's a part of me that kind of wishes they didn't. I mean, I know there's some people that would disagree, and they went as far as saying the match was boring and so on. I think it was boring.
It wasn't boring, but it was just...
I think
Cena couldn't do anything.
Well, like I said, to me, the match told a great story, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
I mean,
because
obviously we open up with Dolph Ziggler against the I should say the pre-show.
Or the pre-show.
Cesaro against Rob Van Dam, which
Yeah.
we didn't predict because that was not announced until later in the week.
Yeah.
I kind of had a feeling Rob Van Dam was going to win. Cesaro has been on a very impressive losing streak of late. So is Rob Van Dam too. So obviously something had to give it this match.
Yeah.
Rob Van Dam eventually won. I mean, it was a pretty basic pre-show match. I wasn't expecting anything less of these guys.
Right. Yeah, so Cesaro getting the win there.
No, Rob Van Dam got the win.
Oh, I'm sorry. And then
you watched the match, right?
Yeah. Well anyways, I mean I'm thinking the next night when Cesaro
beat Jack Swagger, who I'm so glad is now back in the mid-card position. Like I predicted as soon as this feud with Rusev ended.
Yeah, but Calder's not around. Well, that match happened, of course, but
no, the opening contest, Dolph Ziggler against the Miz Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah. I guess what you would expect. I mean, I'm not too excited right now with the Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah.
I mean, it's two, former world champions here, kind of, I don't know, that kind of fell off the map the past few years. So, never really got back to the, being a steady main eventer. So
there was a nice reversal that Miz did though, where Ziggler went for the famouser, and he hit it, but actually you watch the replay. Miz actually just ducked his head the last second before it hit the mat, and then he hit the skull crushing finale, which I thought that was the finish right there. I thought that's it, game over. Yeah. Then Ziggler kicks out surprisingly. Ends up hitting the zigzag and wins the championship. And surprisingly, that'd be the first of many title changes tonight.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, it wasn't a bad match. I mean, hell, I don't think Dolph Ziggler can ever put on a bad match at this point in his career.
Right, yeah. And then after that, was it the Divas Championship that also changed hands?
Yep, Paige against AJ.
A little surprising there. But,
Well, there had been rumors that AJ might be almost on her way out the door this time, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, some might blame CM Punk and their marriage for that, but...
I think about the pregnancy thing. That might not be too far from truth either. About her wanting to start a family and that.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I guess obviously, the first time.
Like I said, I mean, on the Punk. You could say WWE got sick and tired of these CM Punk chants. I mean, once again, if you're gonna chant the man's name, I wouldn't do it while his wife is out there performing. I mean, unless the CM Punk chants are now a way of saying "fuck you, Punk" in a way. I doubt that. I think it's more of just trying to screw with WWE again. Hey, I mean, they're not gonna.
Yeah.
In my mind, they're not gonna fall for it. They're just gonna say, okay, well, obviously we just won't have AJ on television anymore. Yeah. Problem solved. There you go. You made the poor woman
telling her to get out. So yeah, I mean, maybe those rumors around, that were a couple months ago about her, having a kid. Maybe now, maybe that'll actually happen in the near future. I don't know. Maybe some people will maybe find CM Punk Jr. out of there, some would say. So, but yeah, so Paige getting the win, the title back, which is for her is a good sign. That.
I mean, it was a quick 5 minute match. I was expecting it to be a long, but it was actually a very good match. I thought.
But yeah, this time, reversing. AJ's finishing.
The Widow's.
Whatever it's called.
It's called the Widow's Edge, I believe.
Yes, and
hit the Rampage, which actually looks like a pretty vicious
pretty good
DDT.
finisher. Yeah.
As soon as I saw that DDT, I'm like, AJ better not kick out because way too vicious.
Yeah.
So I'm actually hoping that's Paige's new finisher. Yeah. I think it looks way more intimidating than the Paige turner.
And I mean it's good. I mean, definitely another title win. Looks like Paige is. Definitely a
two-time
staple. Yeah, staple.
She's only 21, dude. She's a two-time champion already.
Well, actually, she just had her. I think her birthday was just like the other day or something.
21st birthday.
I thought she turned 22. I think.
Well,
She was 21.
That's right, 22. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah. So only 22, and she's already got 2 title reigns. That's more than a lot of divas can say. So good things for Paige. It looks like. After that, was that then the flag match?
The flag match. Yep.
Yeah.
Rusev came out. Lana did the usual, anti-American spiel, pretty much.
Spicy.
Then we see. I forget what they said, but some military personnel came out.
Yes. Yeah.
If only you could
special introduction.
Yeah, special introduction for Jack Swagger, putting a lot of pressure on the man, obviously.
It's an outrage.
Yeah. But Jack, the match was what it was.
Yeah, it wasn't. Much. Yeah.
I still think there were some people who were. Because my definition of a flag match was always that they would put a flag on a pole.
Yeah, I was a little.
Rip it down, and I'm kind of glad they didn't do that because I hate those damn on a pole matches because they're just too damn simple to do.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, it was actually. I actually like the whole idea that the Rusev. He actually sold the ankle lock very well in the beginning.
Yeah.
The whole he can barely put pressure on his foot in that.
Yeah.
Even to the point where he couldn't even lock his finish in all the way.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, so Swagger, apparently, during the submission hold, gets unconscious and loses the match.
Did tap out.
And I would have thought, before Raw, I would have thought, oh, it looks like they're gonna have another one because they're gonna use the excuse that
Swagger didn't tap out.
Yeah, he just fell asleep.
He passed out.
Fell into unconsciousness. But yeah, after Raw, it doesn't look like that's the direction they're going anyhow. So
I figured it was over as soon as Zeb Coulter got kicked in the face by him.
So Coulter gets kicked in the face, and of course,
which I was waiting for because Dutch Mantel does still work on the independent scene. He's still kind of an active wrestler.
Yeah.
He's kind of like Jerry Lawler. He still does it like on weekends.
Yeah.
He won't do it in a WWE ring. Hell no.
Yeah.
But he does do it in the event circuit still.
Yeah.
So he can still take a bump. The man's not that old.
Yeah. Yeah, but in this case, he gets kicked in the face.
I'm curious if this is the end of the Zeb Coulter character. Though. I don't know if that means it's the end of Dutch Mantel as far as behind the scenes goes, but I'm curious if this is the end of the character. And if that's the case, I think Swagger only matter of time for best versus the future endeavor, pretty much.
Maybe, yeah.
Because the cuts aren't done yet, Tyler.
Yeah. So, but yeah. Anyways, so moving on.
Well, actually, no. I mean, the best part was then you see this massive Russian flag and they play the Russian national anthem.
Yeah, the Russian national anthem.
I left my ass off of that. Oh, this is like an alternative version to if Ivan Drago knocked out Rocky Balboa to a degree.
Right, yeah, exactly. So yeah, that happened. So yeah, the whole the Russian national anthem.
The actual Russian national anthem.
Yep. Yeah.
No fake one here.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, I mean. So that was over then. Moving along, Bray Wyatt and Chris Jericho, I believe, was after that.
Nope, Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, the lumberjack match.
The lumberjack match. Yep. I figured there was going to be some shenanigans of some kind, and eventually, it was a good match.
It was a lumberjack match. I'll tell you that. I was always worried.
And again, I mean, clearly this was only the beginning as far as their series of matches goes. Since, of course, at Battleground, they didn't technically have a match, of course. And this was, like, the first time they really, got in the ring together since the whole Shield breakup.
Yep.
So,
but I would say I don't know about beginning. It could be the end of the feud based on what happened on Raw with Ambrose. And
yeah, I mean, possibly. I don't know. See what happens.
Yep.
But yeah, Kane kind of helping out, like corporate Kane coming out and interfering in this match with the Lumberjacks.
I don't know. I mean, I actually like the fact that the Lumberjacks were doing a shitty job of keeping these guys in the ring, pretty much. In the beginning, they were no problem and so on. I mean, but then all of a sudden, they went up brawling into the crowd.
Yeah,
Which just got hilarious then. I mean, it's actually a very good match. I mean, I think Dean Ambrose and Rollins probably definitely have that
chemistry.
Definitely. They definitely have that.
Which we would see the next night on Raw.
I mean, like I said, I'm definitely looking forward to that Shield special on Wednesday, which is
Oh
stuff
yeah,
that too, in the backstage thing that I also saw last night. That's stuff that I think they got to start showing more of.
Yeah,
because that's how you bring in subscribers.
Yeah,
that's exclusive content that you're not going to get on DVD, VHS.
Yeah,
on YouTube probably.
Yeah, you can rake in subscribers for that.
Yeah. That's what the word exclusive means. No one else can see it anywhere else.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, eventually Seth Rollins with the Money in the Bank briefcase slams it in Ambrose's face, getting a win. I had a feeling he was going to get the win here.
I don't know. I was just shocked because Ambrose really has not gotten the upper hand at all.
It could have. Yeah, I mean, it could have gone either way, but yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, Seth Rollins.
I probably should have paid more attention to that whole Ambrose filming of a studio.
Yeah, that too.
Movie too, because usually when that happens, that usually means a character's not going to be on television for a couple of weeks.
And based off of what happened on Raw, which we'll discuss a little later, I guess that might be a hint as well. But yeah, anyways, so Seth Rollins gets the win there. So good for Seth Rollins. At least getting a win, albeit in a lumberjack match. It was shenanigan heavy, I guess. But anyways, then you had Bray Wyatt and Chris Jericho, I believe, after that.
Yep.
And like we expected, Bray Wyatt getting the win here.
Strong win too.
Strong win, yes.
No interference at all, which would make sense because they were barred from ringside.
Right.
It was a strong win. There was no
right. And potentially there could be a third match between them. I don't know. I mean, we saw on Raw, Chris Jericho, but yeah, I mean, we'll discuss that, I guess, more when we come to it. So Bray Wyatt, strong win, and then after that, Stephanie McMahon and Brie Bella.
Yeah.
Stephanie McMahon, with this big leather suit, I guess, making her return to the ring.
10 years.
10 years, yeah.
And hey, it actually wasn't a bad match.
It was a pretty good match. I mean,
considering the fact that she's not a wrestler and she hasn't been in the ring in 10 years.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean that was obviously that had its interesting finish, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
With Triple H coming out and pulling the ref out for what you would have thought would be a 3 count.
I actually give Triple H credit for selling a drop kick by Brie Bella.
Yeah.
When I saw that, I'm like, damn.
Yeah. Now, of course, Nikki Bella, was there, and then, of course, at one point, both
the heel turn that was rumored for a while finally happened.
Yeah, and
I don't know. I'm now, Total Divas is going to be.
This is where I guess there's some criticism here because they Total Divas again, Nikki Bella and John Cena are engaged, I believe. They're not married yet, I think. Or
well, as far as I know, they're just still boyfriend and girlfriend. And I don't know.
I don't watch the show, so I'm not.
I haven't watched it either. I did check out. I did check out the Daniel Bryan pre-pro wedding because that was different curiosity in it.
Yeah.
No, but my problem is just this whole idea of is this supposed to be them showing you life on the road? As a I guess a superstar / diva in that, because that's fine in that, but then stop.
Or making, you're trying to,
Here's my problem is that they've made matches based on issues that have happened on the show.
Yeah.
What was it like? I believe it was Brie Bella actually, and it was Natalia, and it was over this painting and that on an episode, and they had a match in that. So what? Did they actually? Are they playing their characters? Is it supposed to be like their characters in the real world to the degree? Are
you kidding me? Yeah. Or are they kidding us?
Yeah, but I'm just saying it. If this is reality, this is supposed to be them, not in their characters, not, this is just them as employees now hanging out for essentially.
Yeah.
Fine. but don't have storylines based off of stuff that happens on the show.
Yeah.
Then
Right, exactly. Because we're watching, we're watching this, and then I'm watching the next night on Raw, like, Stephanie McMahon explain all this, and and how Brie Bella is the wife of Daniel Bryan. I'm thinking, well, Nikki Bella, is also the girlfriend of John Cena.
yeah,
And,
yeah. Surprisingly, surprisingly, they stopped almost acknowledging that.
So it's who you guys brought, specifically, handpicked Brock Lesnar to destroy at SummerSlam last night, and so I kind of watched that, and I kind of thought about that. So yeah, and then of course on top of that, last week on Raw you had the whole Daniel Bryan affair thing, and
which I don't know. I mean, it's based on what Bree said, they pretty much dropped that part. It sounded like.
Yeah.
I mean, another supposedly part they dropped the angle was the whole that Triple H did not come to the jail right away to Stephanie's aid. Right?
Yeah.
Supposedly that was supposed to lead somewhere with them maybe having marital problems. They dropped that part because clearly their marriage is stronger than ever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think one of the I don't know cutest parts of the end of the match was you had Stephanie go over and I believe it was her two daughters and then hugged them in that. So I guess they actually
I did see
I tell you that's who they were. I don't know why she would go over and hug random little girls.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, I thought
and it looked like they knew her in that. So I'm taking that's Triple H and Stephanie's two daughters in that. And so I guess they got to see mommy wrestle finally.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, at that age, I mean, they probably don't even know the whole scripted idea of it, and I don't know. But
I'm pretty sure they do, Tyler.
Well, maybe. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what they.
Those two are gonna grow up in the business.
Yeah.
They're gonna know the ins and outs of more than what any little kid.
I mean, I don't know what they tell. I mean, mommy and daddy, we run the whole thing or whatever with. Grandpa.
I mean, granted, it's not like the classic thing which got WWE in trouble, which was during Beyond the Mat, I believe, where you have Mick Foley's kids watching Daddy take what was it? I don't know, like 10, 15 unprotected chair shots by The Rock.
Yeah.
And and Beyond the Mat, you see Mick Foley's kids like they don't know that but anyway, those are wheelchair shots.
Yeah.
And he's bleeding and so and you even have like his wife like trying to explain Dad's just having fun, but even she's just like cringing because I believe Foley got concussion that match and so on, and I just remember that, and I remember Duddy got a lot of flack for that because especially Foley did. People accuse him of being a bad father. Like why would you show your kids that?
Yeah.
Like especially in the audience nonetheless around a routing fans and that are just chanting like more.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
I mean, that's obviously different when you have Stephanie and Bree and they're just doing basic arm drags and so on. Yeah. But I mean, so I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. There, I mean, it's not like the Mick Foley thing during WrestleMania 1999 and that.
Yeah. So
Royal Rumble.
Right. Yeah. So Stephanie McMahon getting the win there, and looks like that story's kind of gonna roll on here. And after that, you had kind of like the I don't know, the secondary main event with Roman Reigns and Randy Orton.
I was surprised to put the match in there because that's usually known as the dead zone for a lot of matches.
Yeah,
and you could tell early on the crowd was just quiet.
Yeah, decent match again. I would have, I thought maybe it was going to be longer than it was. I was, a little surprised that it was. It wasn't. It
was a 60-minute match.
60. I would have.
I actually think it went longer than the main event did.
Well, yeah, the main event was shorter, which was pretty surprising.
There have been some people online giving Roman Reigns flack, saying that this was not his best effort on a pay-per-view match.
Yeah. I mean, the thing.
But to be fair, though, this was his first big pay-per-view singles match too.
Yeah. But I mean, again, they could have given these guys more time, I think. But it's SummerSlam.
I don't think it has anything to do with time. They just have to do. They don't think Roman Reigns has enough movesets to keep going. They have put on like a 16+ minute match.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, he has a lot of like striking maneuvers, but maybe he could throw in a spine.
But like I said, I mean, this is just like his first real singles match in a while. So I'm not gonna give him too much flack for that. I mean, to me the match picked up towards the end of that, and to me that a lot of credit goes to Randy Orton. He is the veteran in that ring. Yeah. So usually when we have good matches happening, give a lot of credit to the veteran in the ring because they know what the hell they're doing.
Yeah. Now we called like an RKO out of nowhere would finish and win the match. That did kind of happen.
I don't know what Reigns was doing. I mean, that's what some people.
Well, it looked like he was going for the Superman punch.
I don't know. Clothesline. Some people said maybe spear. Some people also just saying maybe he was reacting to the RKO before Orton called it.
I think he was
kind of like jumping in there just because he was expecting Orton to have the RKO by that point, and Orton just quickly choked up and nailed it quick.
I think he was like going for like a Superman punch kind of thing, and then Orton kind of scouts it out and RKOs.
One of the things that I'm getting sick of tired of people criticizing Reigns for is that he only has a limited amount of that he uses the same moves to set up to the finish net. I'm like, yeah, but and like I said, I one time gave John Cena flack for that, but then after you watch a number of Rock matches and Austin matches and even Bret Hart matches and Shawn Michaels matches, every main event superstar does the same thing. They all got these setup moves that they do in every single match they're in.
Yeah.
Elbow drop, super kick. The Rock always did the stupid spine buster to people's elbow, or the Rock bottom into the people's elbow, and so on. So on. I mean, every talent's done it.
Yeah.
Even Hulk Hogan, big boot leg drop.
Sometimes, and I mean, sometimes he mixes it up too, like the order of the moves. I mean, I don't have a big problem with that right now. So
no. But I'm just saying every major talent has done it.
Right. Yeah. So
which I mean, does that make people hypocrite for criticizing Cena and calling him 5 moves of doom at one point? Yeah, to a degree, because everybody else always has their 3 or 4 or 2 moves of doom in that.
Yeah.
I think it's just part of what wrestling is pretty much.
But with Cena, it's like always in the same order. Where sometimes with other guys, it's different orders.
I think you got to watch a lot of Rock matches, Tyler. It's the same order every time.
I'm just talking about Reigns specifically here. I mean, sometimes it's a different order.
But you can't just say all of a sudden, well, Reigns does it cooler than John Cena does it cooler. It doesn't matter. It's the same stuff.
No, I'm just saying if you do it in a different order, which, I think Reigns does sometimes, it's, it doesn't come off as choreographed. What have you been watching?
It's always been the giant boot in the corner, then the Superman punch, and then eventually sets up the spear.
Well, no, because sometimes he'll do the thing on the outside, the drop kick.
That's what I meant. That usually sets up the Superman punch and the spear.
I've noticed lately he's been like, tripping the guy, like, I don't know, picking the, behind the calf and tripping the guy. I think that's becoming in his routine there. So that's more of the guy, the other guy just jumping after he gets the kick and doing a flip. Yeah. Well, yeah, but I mean, it's he's got to sell. He's got to sell the move.
Yeah, exactly, and that's why that's why you have Orton doing it, because he can sell moves like that, and Curtis Axel and not Ryback, because Ryback would screw that move up.
Yeah,
probably would fall on his head.
Well, Ryback's not as graceful either. So.
Exactly.
But
that's my point though about every wrestler is designed for a certain amount. They're not all going to be high flyers. I think that's what some fans always want to see. They always want to see these guys do freaking backflips and 360s and all that. Not every guy can do that.
Yeah.
And that's not the point of wrestling. The point is telling a story. And the story of this match was, could the young up and comer beat the solid veteran?
Yeah. And he did. A spear out of nowhere, pretty much, I guess. So yeah, that was Roman Reigns gets the win there. Little surprising, but
yeah.
But anyways, that led to the main event, the beatdown of the summer. Summer, calling it after another pretty.
Wasn't the fight of the summer? It was maybe the massacre of the summer.
Yeah, the massacre, the beatdown. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, Brock Lesnar coming out. I mean, known for being a suplex machine back in his heyday and delivering 16 German suplexes to John Cena.
That was a criticism that was made.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, again, he doesn't do that every match. It's not like, but in this case, that was something that they were, storytelling, which the next night on Raw, Stephanie McMahon would
Here's something I think people gotta understand here is that when people were saying this match is boring, Brock Lesnar, the pro wrestler, died in 2004. This Brock Lesnar is a fighter. Yeah. And I believe when John Cena said mercenary, he wasn't lying. This is Brock Lesnar's new gimmick. He's not here to entertain people.
Yeah.
He's not here to put guys over. He's here to
the ultimate heel.
He's here to give you cringeworthy moments. And if you were a fan of John Cena, there were a lot of cringeworthy moments in this match. Yeah. Because if you knew the history of John Cena, you know the fact that the guy had neck surgery and the fact that give John Cena credit. The fact that he took 16 some of the most brutal German suplexes too.
Yeah.
Some
Someone his head. If you watch, I mean,
yeah, he landed hard on his head a few times. And this guy came off neck surgery, that cannot feel right in the neck at all.
Yeah, definitely.
So I give Cena, not to mention, took some solid punches. Granted, no elbows, because I'm pretty sure Brock was told early in the beginning, getting, hey, don't do the elbow because we don't want John to get busted open like a, like
that one night on Raw.
Extreme Rules really is the
Extreme
big one.
Rules too.
Because it wasn't the punches that busted him; it was that one elbow. And
yeah.
there's plenty of UFC guys that say, no. They say a lot of guys say the elbow is the easiest way to bust the guy open, just because I don't know, some about bone structure or the way you hit with the elbow.
Yeah.
But I've heard plenty of MMA stars say that's the easiest way to bust the guy open is just by elbowing him, not just punching him with your closed fist. But no, I mean. No, but this I feel like just saying, what was entertaining? Well, Brock's not here to entertain you. He's here to make you shit your pants in a way. Yeah. And if let me tell you something, there were a lot of probably John Cena fans crying and so on. Brock Lesnar did his job then.
Yeah.
If you hated John Cena, wanted to see him get his ass kicked, that you should have enjoyed it. But even you had guys saying that it was still a boring match because of the 16 German suplexes.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't boring to me because, again, Lesnar's doing his job, and if you're doing your job, telling the story,
Brock Lesnar was probably intentionally hitting in the head and for the head and neck areas because he knows John's got had neck surgery at one point in his career. If he's a mercenary, that's what mercenaries do. You aim for the weak points.
Yeah.
If he's a fighter, that's what you do. He doesn't care about whether it's too many or not too many.
Yeah. So, I mean,
like I said, the story, I thought the story was perfect. The story essentially was John Cena hit a wall finally in his career. He finally hit a wall. He finally met somebody that despite, I mean, hell, even Jerry Lawler kept saying on commentary, well, we've seen this before from John Cena, getting his ass kicked in matches.
Yeah.
He always comes back. He always,
And I mean, this wasn't, this was inside 20 minutes. I mean, this was around 15 minutes, I think.
16
minutes, yeah. I mean, so
16 minutes, 16 suplexes.
And you take into, like, the time where, Lesnar's kind of just, like, meagering around, like, taking his time, really, also, So, yeah, I mean, Cena getting beat down, essentially, suplexed over a dozen, 16 times, a couple F5s in there, and that was all she wrote there for John Cena.
I know some people saying, well, why is Cena the only one getting booked this way against Lesnar in that? Like, why did Punk have a competitive match? Why did Triple H have a competitive match? Why did, not Big Show got his ass kicked in this match.
That's, I mean,
look, I look at it this way. That's almost like asking, why did Brock Lesnar lose at Extreme Rules? Because I remember that special, Brock Lesnar got asked the question, why did Extreme Rules? And Brock Lesnar's response, Brock Lesnar's response was,
we talked about it last week.
Brock Lesnar's response was perfect, which was, I don't know what the fuck happened at Extreme Rules. I got hit in the head with a fucking chain. That's what happened.
Yeah.
So you could easily,
and he was at 50%. He was recovering from diverticulitis.
John Cena didn't beat Brock Lesnar. He used a chain and a steel step to beat Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
So you could easily say the storyline here was also John Cena just cannot legitimately beat Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, because this was
a straight match.
This was a straight up match.
Like I said, you could say about the CM Punk match too. That was a no holds barred match.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So
I mean,
you could also say that against Triple H. Well, it's Triple H, and I mean. To me, it's that feud could be some of the one thing, which is when Triple H during their first encounter at SummerSlam, at one point is like beating up Brock and he like knocks him out on the outside of the ring. And as it's happening, he's saying, "This is the UFC, Brock. This is the UFC." And this is the problem I have with WWE sometimes, is that for some reason it's like, well, clearly if our guy can beat a UFC guy, clearly that means WWE is better than UFC, which is just laughable.
Yeah.
that a predetermined, company can beat a company that has actual fighters that actually fight. That the results are not predetermined.
Right. Yeah.
And that you could say Brock Lesnar maybe legitimized professional wrestlers there are some that probably could go to the UFC and maybe definitely could kick some ass in that. I don't want to say everybody could. I think the Great Khali would make a great MMA fighter.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure as soon as somebody went for the ankle, his ankle would snap like a twig.
Yeah.
But the fact that all of a sudden like John Cena beats Brock Lesnar and Triple H beats Brock, which at this point are the only two losses Brock Lesnar's had since his comeback.
Yeah.
the fact that obviously means the fact that shows that WWE is clearly better than UFC. It's just laughable.
Yeah.
I said, to me, the loss of Extreme Rules had a lot to do with the fact that look, Brock pissed a lot of people off when he left.
Yeah.
He essentially took his ball and went to the NFL,
Yeah.
where he failed miserably.
Yeah.
But he left. He essentially said, I'm done. I can't take this abuse anymore in wrestling anymore.
Yeah.
And Cena brought that up too. He said, look, that's why Brock comes back. We're doing the dates. He can't handle the dates. I handled the dates for the last 10 years. No, but it's just that I don't under. In my mind, what happened at Extreme Rules was more of punishment towards Brock Lesnar than more of trying to help.
Some said Vince was testing Brock there as well.
Exactly. Hey, are you gonna be a team player when you come back? Because if you're not, this is not gonna work out.
Yeah.
You're gonna be able to put our guy over, even if you dominate a match for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You bust him open. You pretty much full stiff shots. Are you gonna still be able to put
Hanging
the guy
by
over?
The pole,
I mean,
yeah.
I said no, but that's my thoughts on the Extreme Rules match. And as far as the Triple H feud goes, well, it's Triple H, and he's got to at least beat one.
Yeah, Triple H.
He's never had a win over Brock Lesnar until that feud started.
And Triple H probably needed a win at WrestleMania because at that point he had 2 straight Undertaker matches and lost both, and before that whatever. So
at the end of the day, this was the right result
right now, yeah,
because it legitimizes the end of the streak to Brock Lesnar.
Right.
If John Cena wins, then what was the point of having Brock beat the Undertaker?
Yeah, there would have been major, Cena riots, maybe just on the internet because,
Well, yeah, on the internet.
It never really happens.
It never really happens in a stadium, in an arena.
People can put the signs up, but that doesn't mean they actually happen,
None of these shows where fans have those posters up actually turns into like Ferguson, Missouri, where he actually sends a SWAT team in and all that to break it up. It never happens. But it's just guys talking smack.
But we obviously on the internet and everywhere you'd be hearing about the outrage if had it gone the other way.
Yeah.
But Lesnar here gets the win, pretty easily, and so we move on to Monday Night Raw, which again began with Stephanie McMahon.
Yeah.
Talking about her win, Lesnar, how they were going to introduce a new WWE Championship belt, which we'll get to in a little bit. We kind of talked about most of what Stephanie McMahon already said, with Nikki Bella, and Brie Bella, asking for forgiveness and then just getting slapped in the face and everything.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like that feud's just gonna, I guess, continue to expand here.
Yeah.
With the whole
I don't
thing.
I don't know if that's gonna work though. I don't think people are excited for a Bella feud.
Yeah, I mean, me neither. Really,
to me, the Stephanie Brie feud was fine in that.
Yeah, a few
until
weeks
they
ago,
until they kind of almost screwed it up by trying to add this extra storyline in here, which wasn't needed. It's funny because even Daniel Bryan got interviewed on IGN. Even he had his thoughts about first was like when he was going to return and what's the deal with the surgery and so on. And Feige says about the storyline, he's like, yeah, I think it's a stupid idea.
Yeah.
He said it's stupid. He thought it was pointless. The storyline was fine the way it was going. He doesn't know why they had to throw in this whole my physical therapist is having an affair with my husband and so on.
And it looks like they're kind of dropping that.
The whole idea, it sounds, Bree said she got paid off to make up the story and so on there. And I know Steph brought that up, and maybe that's just her being a dickish heel and that, but it sounds like they dropped it. Thank God, because that story, that there's no need to use that storyline.
Yeah, of course, Stephanie McMahon coming out to Daniel Bryan's theme song, and I guess kind of fooling a lot of people, coming out in a Steph shirt.
I was not expecting Daniel Bryan to come out.
I mean, I was thought I don't know about this. This might be some kind of ruse here, and Steph having these Steph shirts on. Trying to get started.
Just the fact that Bryan's coming back, I would advertise him coming back.
Yeah.
At least that way there's buzz around it.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of just if they had him come back there on advertise, make him look like an average Joe just coming out, and, but nevertheless, I mean, it fooled a lot of people, I guess, there. So, so moving on, I guess, between that and. I don't think there was anything else major that happened until the Brock Lesnar, you know, ceremony, getting the new WWE Championship belt.
Yeah.
You know, which, you know, pretty similar to what was the WWE
Has a
Championship
new
belt.
logo on
Just
now.
the new, yeah, basically.
Which they started
Yeah.
showing. They didn't really show it all the way at SummerSlam. They definitely showed it last night on Raw.
Right, yeah.
How it's in a different side of the corner. He
Yeah,
knows
different
that
side.
too.
Yeah, it's like looking at a different
But
corner now.
you know, it's pretty much it's a new
Basically
it's a new
yeah.
logo though. I mean, it's
Yeah.
finally replaced that old Attitude Era logo that's been on
Yeah.
for they've had that for years.
Over a
even,
decade. Yeah.
Even after the Attitude Era ended, they still had that logo. Even after they
Yeah.
changed the company from WWF to WWE, they still had the same logo.
Yeah,
really.
they just chopped off the F and kept
Yep.
the W. Yeah,
Yep.
so pretty similar design here. You know, again, and then of course, you know, I got the Lesnar side plates since that was kind of the theme with the belt that The Rock introduced, you know, a year and a half ago. So now it's just one belt. I guess the World Heavyweight Championship belt is.
Well, Brock
been
Lesnar kind of
retired.
spoiled this when he got caught up. I think it was a shit. I forgot the company. Wow. But it was some like TMZ. That's what it was.
Yeah.
TMZ.
And I think
TMZ
he was,
reporter caught Brock and Paul Heyman coming out of, I believe it was Morton's Steakhouse in Los
yeah,
Angeles.
reportedly Lesnar was, you know, indulging in some steak after the win over John Cena.
It was like sweet and sour pork, right?
Yeah.
But no, they were coming out. A TMZ reporter spotted them. They asked a few questions. Brock looked extremely happy.
Yeah.
So did Paul Heyman that. But one of the questions was, "So you carry these two belts around?" And Brock's like, "I hope not. I'm not carrying two belts around." But so kind of like spoiling the whole idea of, yeah, I'm getting one belt because there's no way in how I'm carrying two belts with me everywhere I go.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it looks like officially the World Heavyweight Championship belt is
retired.
been dropped. Yeah, retired. I don't know. I'm surprised they didn't, like, you know, maybe have like some retirement ceremony for. I don't know. I don't know. But anyways, you know, so Lesnar.
It's probably somewhere in Ric Flair's like home somewhere.
Yeah.
Since it's
Ric Flair, who was on.
It's pretty much the WCW Championship.
Yeah.
It looks
Yeah,
just like
coincidentally, Ric Flair was present on this episode of Monday Night Raw.
I'm curious if they'll finally go with the whole Ziggler manager or Miz manager thing. Just the fact that those are two guys he interacted with a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, they interacted with Orton too, and I mean, so I don't know where Randy Orton's going. It sounds like the Roman Reigns feud is dead.
Yeah, a little.
It sounds like, you know, and honestly, why?
When you have a 6-man tag match, yeah, the next night would. I don't. Yeah, again, it's one of those things.
And Reigns didn't even get the pinfall in that match. Which was even stranger.
RVD, which I don't know. RVD's current routine, I guess, might be up or whatever. You know, his few months, or at least that's what I heard. Maybe that was gets a win on Raw and in the 6-man tag match.
I don't know. He's got to go 1-1 with Orton on SmackDown.
Yeah,
sounds like so.
Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe Orton will kind of show some more of his legend killing side again, and I don't know, put him out. But
he's been on a hell of a losing streak lately.
Yeah, but yeah. Anyways, the belt ceremony for Brock Lesnar. I mean, again, classic work from Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
Wouldn't expect anything else. Playing up the whole eat, sleep, suplex, repeat.
Yeah.
He probably did it the whole 16 times.
Yeah, he did.
I wasn't counting, but I figured I
figured Paul Heyman
I'll round it
off.
off.
He was doing his fingers, so he was clearly doing it so he didn't lose count.
Yeah, eat, sleep, F5, repeat.
Well, some people have always brought up, how's Brock going to get this? How's Brock going to be able to pull this off?
Keep these dates, yeah.
And I'm like, well, tell me you don't need Brock at every show. Tell me all you need is Paul Heyman.
Right, yeah.
All Brock ever does is just stand there.
Yeah, I mean,
or sit there and just, grunt a few times.
Yeah.
Essentially. His job is just to be Brock Lesnar, essentially.
Yeah, and every now and then, a key line will come up for Paul Heyman and Brock will mouth the words.
Yeah.
I forget what it was last night, but he, mouthed something and then just kind of like laughs into the camera. And at the end, they're walking away and he just winks into the camera and walks.
He's been doing that a lot.
He sat on the,
He winks at Taker when he beats him in.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's like I don't know. That's a symbol. I mean like a sign of like respect or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
He sat on the sit on the pedestal there that they had the belt on, and
I was afraid that thing was gonna fall.
Yeah,
when he sat down. That's not a big table.
Lesnar's a big guy. Yeah, Lesnar's a big guy.
I was afraid. I'm pretty sure that's what Brock was doing. It's like, is this thing sturdy enough? Because I'm not going to embarrass myself.
And then eventually,
if he falls over, he wasn't about killing the Brock Lesnar character right there. The table does it.
And eventually, he just pushes it over on the ground anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was good stuff there. But yeah, again, good stuff out of Paul Heyman. But then again,
WWE can easily screw this up at Night of Champions. So
yeah, I mean,
John Cena can easily just come back, beat him, and all of a sudden people just say, "Well, what's SummerSlam even matter at this point? It doesn't matter at that point."
Right. Yeah.
And all this hype about, but then again, as people would say, was he even going to have a rematch or not?
Yeah.
Because they even have it up as like, who's the next guy? Who's the next challenger that's going to be facing Brock Lesnar and so on?
Yeah, because I mean, Cena wasn't even on Raw last night.
Which is smart on WWE's part.
Right? Yeah.
If you're going to have an injury
and then some
injury angle, you might as well not have the guy show up the next night.
Yeah. Won't hear from him until next week on Raw.
It'll be interesting because I watched the Backstage Pass, and they interviewed some veterans who all were just shocked.
Yeah.
And the last guy was Hulk Hogan, and Hulk Hogan's response was, "Look, Brock Lesnar's going to be dangerous in this company if he's the champion still." And he says, "I talked to John privately in that."
Yeah.
I don't know what that means. I don't know what. I'm pretty sure if John Cena is smart, he's gonna bring what Hulk Hogan said to him in that. Who knows? I mean, I guess we can get to the WrestleMania rumors now since we passed SummerSlam in that, but Brock Lesnar. Supposedly, there's two opponents that he could face at WrestleMania now. It sounds like one I'm hoping does not happen, and one I'm hoping I think is the perfect one, and it's because of how badly Brock Lesnar beat John Cena at SummerSlam.
Yeah,
and especially how much this individual's getting pushed through the roof, and why a win over Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania would really put this guy up as being the next big thing in this company.
Yeah.
There has been a debate supposedly between Vince McMahon and Triple H over who Brock Lesnar is going to face at WrestleMania. Vince McMahon wants him to face The Rock at WrestleMania 31. Yeah. I hope it's not for the title. I really hope. But even then, why?
Yeah.
What's the point?
Yeah, I mean, because not only that, I mean, Cena beat The Rock at WrestleMania. That's the last we've seen of him, really, and I
mean, he showed up at 30. He did that quick. He did that same with Hogan and Austin and that. I mean, he's been at 4 straight Manias in that.
Yeah.
But then again, I know The Rock did say that originally the plan was to have him and Brock face at WrestleMania 30. I know that was the original idea.
Yeah.
Which makes you wonder. That would happen. Who'd take over to face at WrestleMania 30, and that could have really made a whole streak. The whole streak thing really gets screwed up too a bit. But that didn't happen. Brian facing Taker because Rock did not want to go with 30. Look, keep this in mind. The Rock hurt himself at 28,
and that was
29.
And that was against Cena. Yeah,
who's a pretty safe worker.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, Brock Lesnar is probably the most brutal guy you're gonna face in a ring.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
And like I said, and now Triple H is recommending Roman Reigns. Yeah. And if that's the case, it's got to be for the title at this point.
Right, yeah. I mean,
if Roman Reigns can do what John Cena could not do,
right?
That's how you put a guy over.
Yeah, and again, the guy that beat the streak the previous year
WrestleMania. That's my point.
Yeah,
that's why I'm saying
we've been saying
the next guy who beats Brock Lesnar, it better mean something.
Right, yeah.
Because he beat the one.
Yeah.
He beat the one thing that people thought was could do.
Yeah, I mean, because Rock doesn't need to beat anybody at WrestleMania. I mean,
no,
obviously.
He doesn't.
And if he lost, I mean, there'd be no point anyways.
Honestly, I don't think he needs to compete anymore. He gave us 2 main events at WrestleMania.
And I mean, if he is going to compete, I mean, he can compete in,
Here's my problem too. Because like I said earlier, to me, and I said this earlier, like a couple months ago, I said, look, Roman Reigns has 3 opponents he can face at WrestleMania in my mind. Brock Lesnar's one.
Lesnar's one, yeah.
John Cena's another, which at this point is kind of pointless, I think.
Yeah.
Because in my mind, Brock's proven to be the better man.
Yeah.
I know people could say, well, he beats him Night of Champions, and if he beats him, it's a fluke finish. What does John Cena prove he can?
Yeah.
He can take an ass whooping? And somehow out of nowhere, by the way, we'll say this though, he actually gripped the STF in when he put it on Brock at SummerSlam.
Yeah, which we said, yeah.
And I guarantee you, Brock Lesnar told him to do that. And he said, you're going to put that thing on me, you better have it locked in. I'm not gonna fall for like other guys
yeah.
do, where, and like I said, if I'm John Cena, I'd listen to what Brock Lesnar has to say because it's Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
But that was another cool moment in the match too, is when he sat up and he smiled at Cena.
Yeah.
And Cena's reaction was
like,
perfect, which was like, "Oh fuck, I am so screwed right now."
Yeah.
That was the best reaction. But anyway, there's Roman Reigns' opponents are Brock Lesnar, John Cena, and the other one is Seth Rollins, who still has that Money in the Bank briefcase.
Yeah.
I doubt he wants to cash it in on Brock Lesnar at the moment right now.
Yeah, especially since it's, authority guys here, sort of.
Well, not to mention, it's Brock freaking Lesnar.
Yeah, right.
I mean, and actually, there was actually a funny WWE meme where it has Seth Rollins' picture, and it says, "Anybody want a free briefcase?"
Yeah.
Like, almost like I don't want this thing anymore. This is a death wish now. So like I said, those are three possibilities there. And I could see Seth Rollins pull off. Once again, if they do this Night of Champions too, I still think it's the wrong idea to go with. But Cena beats Brock, but he got an ass whoop, so he's like, he can barely stand. Rollins cashes in, wins the belt that night.
Yeah.
And then you got maybe a Rollins-Cena feud, maybe even a Rollins-Ambrose feud, because, like I said, Ambrose is only going to be out supposedly for like 6 weeks filming. For her time to come back for Hell in a Cell.
Ambrose, you mean?
Ambrose, that's what I meant, Ambrose.
Yeah.
But like I said, to me, if it's Lesnar and Reigns, it's perfect. The way they've done it, that story is just perfect now.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, I mean,
you got this unstoppable force here in Brock Lesnar, who's just demolished everybody in his path. It gets this up and coming star.
Right.
I mean, Paul Heyman can easily just hype it up here. What are you doing here, kid? You think you can do what John Cena could do? What Undertaker could do? Just don't name the veterans that got run over by Brock Lesnar so far.
Yeah.
What CM Punk could do?
Yeah.
I mean, just look at the names there, and all of a sudden, you got this massive underdog story kind of a degree.
Yeah, I mean, they
could. But that's how you put a guy over, and that's how you. And like I said, if it's John Cena versus Roman Reigns, to me, if you go Brock Lesnar, Rock, okay, that's one. You have Sting Taker, maybe Sting Triple H then, because at this point, I'm convinced Sting has a match at WrestleMania 31.
Yeah.
Whether it's against Taker, I don't know. If not, a solid second guess is Triple H. Though that is what's Batista going to be doing at WrestleMania too. Yeah. But that's my point there. Is that's good. Those matches might be looked at more as the real main events then. So what? Brock beats Cena, but he's not really looked at as the main guy then.
Yeah.
Because exactly. Okay, he beat the company guy, but he didn't beat the guy.
Yeah.
He beat the guy that actually matters and so on. So that's what I'm worried about. I am worried about Night of Champions here to a degree because I have this feeling that Cena's going to come back and he's going to say, I have one more ass whooping left in me, and he's going to pull it off somehow at Night of Champions, and it's going to make the streak ending pointless. It's going to make
Lesnar's momentum.
It's that ass whooping at SummerSlam means nothing now. It means nothing.
Right.
It doesn't mean anything unless he holds on that belt for a long reign.
Yeah.
He holds it on for a couple of weeks. It doesn't mean shit.
Yeah, exactly. So.
And especially the way WWE's been hyping it up here as the whole idea of like, well, man, Brock's going to be, what's going to happen to WWE here? Who can beat Brock Lesnar in that?
Yeah.
The fact that they're saying that makes me think, okay, maybe they go Reigns in that. Now, keep in mind, I have a feeling Vince McMahon just doesn't think Reigns is ready for a main event spot. That's just my opinion.
Maybe until you get to WrestleMania and everything.
No, but I'm saying he's not ready. I'm like, okay, well, Reigns is ready. You go with Plan B in my mind, which is Dean Ambrose, because this guy clearly is ready for it. He is over.
And if you watched on Raw too,
which is why it's probably stupid that he's leaving for 6 weeks now, because he's leaving at the peak of his popularity, I think.
Yeah.
So be curious when he comes back in 6 weeks and that popularity still stays there. So I said, if Reigns isn't ready, send Ambrose in, and I was going to say, yeah, but at least with Reigns you can buy, the two big guys of Lesnar. Reigns is not going to be intimidated by Brock Lesnar's height or size. I'm like, okay, but Dean Ambrose, his whole gimmick is that he's a lunatic.
Right, yeah.
He would be crazy. The whole gimmick could be, the whole feud for him and Brock and WrestleMania could be the whole idea of like, he's insane.
Exactly. Remember
Ambrose is crazy enough to go and take on Brock Lesnar.
Remember a month ago, like that beat down backstage and, he's getting, triple teamed or whatever. And then Ambrose is, is like, is that all you got or you guys got or whatever? And,
yeah,
same theory can be applied when he faces Lesnar.
Yeah, exactly. He's a lunatic that can take a beating.
Right. Yeah. So there, that's. his
and like I said,
gimmick for years.
if they go, and here's the thing too, and stay in the company where they need new young talent to rise up. If you go with Rock and Brock over Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, to me, this is the sign of the company of the same old short term solution to what is clearly a long term problem, which is creating new young stars. Which brings me to a certain superstar that clearly is clearly getting the bad push now in this man's mind. Bo Dallas.
Yeah, past couple of weeks. Again, he was a lumberjack in the Summerslam paper.
David Cena was. I give him props for dressing up as an actual lumberjack. And that
Sandow, yeah.
that was brilliant.
Yeah.
No, but there have been rumors now that Vince McMahon is soured on the Bo Dallas character already.
Yeah, I mean, past few weeks.
That's why he lost. That's supposedly why he lost Ownership, and that's why he's not been prominently featured.
Yeah, I mean,
what did he do in Raw? He just came out and did a Bo Dallas promo, which was great. But it was on Jack Swagger, who just lost.
Yeah, and again, I mean, had he won the Intercontinental Championship at that Battle Royal a month ago, I mean, they got the Miz winning.
I think the problem with Vince McMahon now is that this is an old guy who's lost patience in people.
Oh yeah.
As soon as he sees something bad, that's it. They're done.
Yeah.
And if you're a shareholder in the company, that should scare the holy shit out of you.
Right.
Because I'm at the point now, if Bo Dallas, who I can understand why Adam Rose got buried early. The guy clearly was not getting over as a character. Bo Dallas was getting over.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, you want to get booed. I can understand the aggressive streak in that, but the fact that also it's like, oh well, clearly I just don't think the guy's ready in that. Why'd you call him up then in the main roster?
Yeah.
I'm at the point now where Bo Dallas doesn't. If they give him Bo Dallas, I'm at the point now where I just wish all the other guys in NXT that I think are ready just stay in NXT forever then. Because they're at least getting over in NXT.
Yeah.
Tyler Breeze is great, but I'm afraid as soon as he gets on the main roster, same thing's going to happen.
Yeah.
Well, I just don't think his character's over. I don't think it's going to get over. Adrian Neville? Oh, the guy can do some flips in that, but I just don't think he's ready in that.
And then, guys get
Sami Zayn? Sami Zayn, who I've been told to be getting praised from Triple H as being this hard worker down in NXT net. He gets caught up most and Vince McMahon says...
it seems... I mean, it seems like Triple H is kind of the nouveau guy here, and, Vince McMahon is kind of like stuck in the old ways, it seems.
There's been... Well, there has been a backstage issue, supposedly, between him and
I've been hearing
those two.
Yeah.
Where Triple H would tell talent one thing, and all of a sudden Vince tells him another thing, and because it's Vince McMahon, he overrides Triple H's decision.
Yeah.
Because even though Triple H has been supposedly more active in the product than Vince has, Vince is still technically the head of this company here.
Yeah.
And it sounds like he's not going to give up till he dies.
Yeah.
Which I think is a big mistake on the company's part here. But the fact that if they give up on Bo Dallas, to me, everybody coming out of NXT is screwed then.
Right, yeah.
Which sucks, because I think Triple H has developed a solid development league finally. He's finally done what the company has wasted 10 years not doing, which is developing talent finally in the future. He's finally thinking long term. And you got this old guy here, who's essentially, I think, I agree, stuck in his old ways there. Let's bring back Rock, because, he's got some buzz still around him. I don't know how much buzz. Hercules kind of bombed at the box office last time I checked. It's like Dwayne Johnson could be in a hit in every movie here. I personally think that's because the movie wasn't that good, but, when you have Brett frickin' Ratner direct the movie, I don't know how you're going to get a good movie. Yeah. But the fact that you have Vince McMahon here still stuck in this whole, we need these short-term buzz gimmicks here and there, and here and there, and here and there. And that's going to, really shoot up subscribers in that.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. But it doesn't fix the problem, which is you need young, new talent. You can't keep going to John Cena. The man's 37.
Yeah. And that whole thing with Brock Lesnar beating him down, I mean, again, it kind of shows little sign of, I don't know. But
like I said, I hope John Cena brings it up in his promo. If they are smart, I want John Cena not to say I want a rematch. I want to say I got to go home and rethink my career now.
Yeah, I mean,
that's
interesting. Yeah, I mean, that would keep people tuned in
and how what the hell? What's man? Hulk Hogan has kept saying probably that he has one more match left in him. And he said he does. He wants to face John Cena. Now, I think that's complete horseshit because I don't think Hulk Hogan is ever going to get physically cleared enough to get back into the WWE ring. But maybe the promo eventually. But hell, you could set that up as a storyline where John Cena is vanished from WWE. He just Brock has scared him out of the WWE to the degree. Then finally, good old Hulkster shows up at John Cena's house and says, "Brother,
listen, brother.
I want you in one more match. I want one more match against you. And if you can't beat me, then you deserve to stay at home and that.
You should be retired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
so. Yeah, so
I mean, like I said, that's what I'm hoping for there. But I can easily see this company screw it up.
Yeah, I mean,
do I think Seth Rollins is a bad pick? That is future. That's like towards the future.
Yeah.
I think Brock Lesnar is better, especially after you have him just demolish your top guy like that. Keep in mind, that was one-sided. I don't care what everybody says.
Right, yeah.
John Cena fans cannot make a big excuse. Because the Daniel Bryan feud last year. We only wait John Cena because he had a bad shoulder and all that.
Bad elbow, yeah.
Yeah. John Cena said in a promo, I'm not making that as an excuse. I legitimately lost to this guy. Like, nope, bad shoulder. What's your excuse now, John Cena fans? What? Because Paul Heyman didn't interfere. Brock didn't cheat.
Right, yeah.
He legitimately kicked the man's ass.
Yeah.
You got nothing. You can't say anything in this feud here. He legitimately got his ass kicked in this match.
Yeah, so
that's my rant for today.
Yeah, I mean, again, I mean, Roman Reigns against Brock Lesnar wrestling would obviously be I think the main route to go here, which we've been saying,
I said,
it'd be a disappointment if they made it.
And I said, if Reigns isn't ready, fine. You got Dean Ambrose, who I think is more than ready to step up in that spot. I get. Like I said, if you don't think Reigns is ready because you don't think he can cut promos that well on the mic, or you don't think he's that solid, or you don't.
That phrase isn't getting over enough,
or you don't think he's selling enough merchandise, or you don't think he's that solid of a single in ring worker yet. Fine, Dean Ambrose clearly is.
Well, yeah,
the guy's clearly over.
Yeah.
He made it Raw, and people gave a shit about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think by that point, Reigns should be ready, but the point here is that there's no excuse for it not to be any of these newer guys that can, be solidified as main event. Yeah, I mean, Dean Ambrose has all the tools, and, I think, again, later on in Raw, I think, obviously, you saw that. I thought it was nice that finally, Seth Rollins and Ambrose had a main event, spot on Raw. Because, recent weeks, it's been, the Hulk Hogan birthday celebration, the Stephanie McMahon feud. And
this feud finally
has
finally gone back.
I was waiting for them to, put those guys in the main event time slot.
Because after that massive brawl at Battleground, you would have thought this was like the number 2 feud going into SummerSlam, and all of a sudden it got bumped down to like the fifth biggest feud.
Kind of because you had Roman Reigns and Orton picking up, and Cena and Lesnar.
Even Jericho and Bray Wyatt was getting hyped up as a bigger match.
Bree, they've been trying to throw more into that feud than this Ambrose and Rollins. So Bray Wyatt, Y2J.
Yeah.
So, so finally, those guys had the main event on Raw. Now, I thought it was funny. They had a poll for, WWE app. You want the no holds barred, no disqualification, or false count anywhere. Which, everybody picked false count anywhere. But if you think about how the whole outcome ended, it wouldn't have mattered what kind of match was picked.
Yeah.
Everything was probably, already thought out.
What's the difference between a no holds barred and a no DQ match?
I'm wondering the same thing. And in this case,
I'm just wondering.
Yeah, false count anywhere is the only thing that kind of differs here is that false count anywhere.
But again, what's the difference between a false count anywhere and a hardcore match?
Yeah, exactly.
Tell you the rules are the same.
Yeah, so that's the thing I'm thinking here is after the fact, it didn't matter what everybody picked because at the end of the day, you had the whole cinder block incident with.
Well, Tyler, you gotta do that. Obviously, you can't phone steel cage or something like that there because
that's what I mean. Exactly, that's what I mean. It's kind of I just thought
at the end of the day, the finish was determined. At the end of the day, Ambrose was gonna go for an injury angle.
Yeah, regardless of what match.
It's just okay. How do we get to that point? Is all they were voting on.
Yeah.
And you're right. It was probably just be the same match, same spot.
Yeah,
it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, but we get to pick the match for tonight, I guess.
But that's smart. Because what?
Right,
can you imagine if you had a steel cage as an option?
Yeah.
That one. How can you do the angle that Seth wins and knocks Ambrose out of commission?
Right. Yeah.
It's impossible to do in a steel cage.
Yeah. Exactly. It's just kind of clever there by WWE, and but yeah. So, anyways,
what does it matter? How did you vote in the match? From a free freaking app that
you
can
exactly.
Get it. It's not like you lost any money or anything.
Right, yeah. I thought it was funny and, kind of clever by WWE, but And again, I don't know who else,
Yeah.
put that together, in their head after the fact of the match. But
Mm-hmm.
but anyway, so yeah, it was false count anywhere. I mean, good closing here for Raw with Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins, brawling up to the stage and
Yep.
Ambrose throwing all kinds of chairs in the ring and definitely a couple
really getting over it. I mean,
yeah, I mean a couple great spots.
People
in
were
this
going
match.
berserk, especially when you started like picking up like 3 at a time and
Yeah.
just start chucking them in the ring too.
Yeah, I mean Seth Rollins power bombing Ambrose on the chairs. You had the table superplex, out in the ring there. So, definitely some good spots here. My God! Yeah, and then brawling out onto the announce tables again. As mentioned in the beginning, Ambrose taking apart the announce table and kind of just slamming. I guess it was Cole's iPad on the on the floor there. Unlike Orton a few weeks ago, kind of just like here Cole, take it,
Yeah.
So I don't, but no, no announce table breaks here. I mean, you had you had Ambrose getting choke slammed on the table and curb stomped. I don't know if anything was intended to break here, but it didn't. And then of course eventually that's when Corporate Kane was out there and I guess has some kind of tie now in this feud, this storyline.
Well, like you said, Seth Rollins is this authority handpicked guy in that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So.
And Kane still works for the authority now. He's still like this employee kind of.
So yeah, Kane revealing this little thing of cinder blocks there. Yeah. And Ambrose getting curb stomped into them, and I mean with this whole filming that Ambrose is doing right now, I guess
I don't know what the movie's called, but all I know is he's playing a police officer in the movie.
Yeah.
And supposedly it's like 6 weeks of filming, so.
Yeah, his attendance is questionable the next few.
He's not going to be a Night of Champions, put it that way. Hell in a Cell? Could be. And who knows? Might be back for the title depending on what WWE does in Night of Champions. It might be Rollins Ambrose for the title at Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
We'll see. Like I said, I already did my rant explaining to you why I think that's a bad idea. Like I said, in my mind, I already know what the money feud should be at WrestleMania.
Yeah. We're thinking long term here, and
I wish somebody in this company would start thinking long term.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the bottom line. But yeah, I mean, either way, I mean, I think perhaps at Hell in a Cell, Ambrose and Rollins, may have a match.
Yeah.
Where maybe Ambrose, kind of finally gets that win. Because I mean, here in this case, I mean, they gave the match to Seth Rollins because they just called it. They called it a match. They said, all right, this guy Ambrose just got his face put in the concrete blocks. I mean, let's end the match, I guess. So, made for a big climactic ending, I guess, to Monday Night Raw, and Michael Cole going crazy as as he normally would in a situation like this. So, so pretty good episode of Monday Night Raw here. Obviously coming off of SummerSlam and going forward here. Next few weeks as we're now on the road to Night of Champions. So, so far, I mean, also, I mean, there's no, guaranteed really rematches, it seems right now. Nothing that they put on the card already. I mean, we're still waiting to see about the number one contender for the championship.
John Cena is going to speak next week, and that's going to be a big deal.
That's going to be, that will be a big deal.
And I said, I have a feeling he's going to say, look, I can go for a third beating. I never gave up in a fight before.
Right.
And so on. Which, like I said, and if that's it, I doubt WWE wants to put John Cena through 3 straight. Well, for a second straight pay-per-view, have him just get his ass kicked by Lesnar and Lesnar win. That's my fear of Brock Cena 3. Is that it's going to be an ass whooping probably again, because at this point I feel like that's all John Cena can do against Brock Lesnar, get his ass kicked. But that all of a sudden he hits something out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it is. I don't know. It could be a no holds barred match, and all of a sudden a steel chair. Something's gonna happen, and all of a sudden he beats Lesnar. But maybe Brock gets immediately up and starts beating the shit out of him. Then here comes Seth Rollins maybe or something. I don't know. To me, that's the worst thing they could do. To me, when you had Brock Lesnar beat the streak, and then destroy your face of your company
at SummerSlam.
Like, I've never seen a face of a company get beaten before.
Right, yeah, that badly.
You can't push out a Night of Champions.
Right.
To me, that's it. If Brock's your guy for Mania, that's it.
Yeah.
If Reigns is your quote-unquote next big star, that's it then. To me, then, it's perfect then. That's your matchup then. You got the story already.
Yeah.
Which is that your current face could not beat Brock Lesnar in a straight-up fight.
Right.
So Reigns can beat Brock in a straight-up fight. The reaction should be, oh shit, Reigns is clearly better than Cena. Now you could say age played a factor. You could say whatever you want there. But at the end of the day, if Reigns is your guy, he should be treated as your next guy.
Yeah.
He should not be treated like Daniel Bryan, like CM Punk as the second top babyface in the company.
Yeah.
If he's your new number one, then he has to be treated as your new number one. Like I said, I can understand if you want to go, if you want to have Cena win it again, be a 16-time champion, because I don't know if you heard a conspiracy theory about this too, which is that, 16 German suplexes, 60-minute match. Yeah. Gee, coincidence?
Yeah.
There's no secret if John Cena wins the title again, it's 16 times. I mean, that means he's tied with the Nature Boy for most. And, he's obviously, I don't know, I'm pretty sure John Cena's got to be at least 1 or 2 more title reigns left in him, which means he'll hold the record. I guarantee that's going to happen sometime in the future. I just don't think it should happen in Night of Champions.
Right.
Especially when I have a Brock Lesnar as being this, oh God, who's going to beat this guy? If it's John Cena, it should not, the response of fans should be like, well, then why even have him get his ass kicked at SummerSlam to the point? What was the point of all of it? What, to add more subscribers? To make people intrigued?
Yeah.
What? Oh, and it pissed him off? Oh, fuck you. We tricked you. You guys thought we were going to do something new, innovative. No, same old shit as we've done the last couple of years. We just put the belt right back on Cena, or we have Seth Rollins come in and cash it in.
Yeah.
We make Brock Lesnar go back to just being Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
And not Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. It's Paul Heyman would, So I mean, they can't screw this up.
I have a feeling they will. I hope they don't. I hope they don't.
There'll be a big backlash. I mean, really.
I hope they don't. Like I said, if it's Brock and Rock, I think it's a huge letdown to the company.
Yeah.
I don't care. Like I said, I would not flip out if it's Rollins or Reigns, or even if it's Cena Reigns. But that better be the main feud then.
Yeah.
And Mania then. And I get it. Reigns beat Cena clean. That's a big deal. I don't think it would have been a big deal as Brock winning, since you just had Brock destroy the top guy. In my mind, Brock being John made Brock the new top guy now.
Yeah.
Especially the way he did it. I don't know how. I don't know how John Cena comes back after a feud like that. I don't know how you can give this guy credibility back against Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
If you just won a fluke finish at Night of Champions.
Yeah.
I know it's wrestling. I know it's predetermined, and WWE can say, well, that's how you do it. Then that's how it works. You can convince people that a guy get his ass kicked in one fight and all of a sudden win the next fight somehow.
Yeah.
That's how storytelling works. Well, in my mind, it's bad storytelling then.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. I mean, and again, I mean, Reigns. I mean, he just beat Orton at SummerSlam, so I mean, he's on the trajectory here. Really, I mean,
like I said, he's in my mind, he's the clear favorite to win the Rumble.
Right. Yeah.
If he doesn't win it, Ambrose is a pretty good second pick, I think.
Yeah. So I mean, again, I mean, WWE shouldn't screw this up, really, but it remains to be seen.
But there are signs there, Tyler. And the big sign. The big sign for me is Bo Dallas. If that's how you're going to treat young talent going into the locker room, if you're going to give them barely a shot out of the gate, what's the point of development? What's the point of bringing these guys up then?
Yeah, and as far as I'm concerned, I mean, the past few weeks, the guy that beat Bo Dallas' streak, R-Truth, I haven't seen him on television.
Well, just like the new,
so, I mean, it's like,
quote unquote nation domination. That storyline is dead. And I can news for you with the issues happening in Ferguson, it's not coming back.
Yeah.
The storyline came out before Ferguson and that, and they even pulled the plug before Ferguson even happened. But since the Ferguson's happening, it's not coming back. There's no way they're going to do an angle like that with Ferguson, Missouri happening right now. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
It's too much of a chaotic situation in that city.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, that's right now, I mean, next week on Raw, it'll be very telling and interesting to see, what John Cena says about this whole thing. Is, obviously that's the main focus right now going forward. So yeah.
And John's going to be there. Brock will, but I'm pretty sure Paul Heyman will.
Yeah, yeah, it'll be interesting to see that how that goes down. So yeah, that's what we're looking for right now on Raw and WWE in general. So yeah, next week should be another interesting edition of the Great Wrestling Debate to talk about here next week on the show. So yeah, stay tuned for that as we look to see what happens with John Cena, and be right here next week as always talking about it on the Great Wrestling Debate. So thank you for tuning in.